What's going on, people? It's your boy KelechIwuaba back with another episode of the Ramblin' Mind podcast. How are each and every single one of y'all doing today? This is going to be a bit of a different podcast today. I started off this podcast. I was ready to do this podcast, but I just can't do what I usually do on this podcast. So, as most of y'all know, I'm Nigerian. If you're watching this on YouTube, you see the flag behind me. I'm very proud of my country for the most part. Proud to be a Nigerian. I moved to the United States in 2006. And yeah, it's been good. It's been good. But I'm a very proud Nigerian dude. And something has been happening in Nigeria for the last couple of weeks. Even prior to the last couple of weeks, it's been happening for a long time. And just like in the United States that had the police brutality, all the protests and all that stuff after Ahmaud Arbery and all those dudes and everything that happened there, Nigeria is going through something similar. And it hits very close. Even though I don't live there right now, and even though I'm not there right now, I still have a lot of family there, and I still have a lot of people there, and I still have my dad. He still lives in Nigeria. And it's where my parents want to retire. And right now they're having these protests, ENDSARS protests. Basically, it's the same thing as the Black Lives Matter protests this side of the world. And it's just basically people deserve to live. And the movement is basically how police have been treating people. I know people personally who have told me stories of their run-in with the police before they moved here, and how their families have had run-in with the police before they moved here. I even have stories before I moved here of how I had run-ins with the police with my family when we're on the road and we're traveling to somewhere, and then you see the lights of the police. That's not always a good thing. That's not always a good thing. A lot of times they use their authority to be able to rob you, in all honesty. They use their authority to get money off of you. And now it's gotten to the extent where it's no longer just where they where they drive you to the ATM, force you to the ATM and make you give them some money. It's gotten past that. Now they're using their authority to kill you on the spot because they know that nobody's going to check them for it. And over and over and over, we keep seeing the exact same thing happening. And I was kind of trying to hold off, I don't know. It was a lot, I guess. And I was just kind of, it was bad, but Nigeria always has issues, right? Like, we always have an issue and we always have situations. But this time it was different. This time it's very different. I've been trying to keep up with it a little bit more. I always try to keep up with Nigerian news and just Nigerian politics and some of the things that is going on with Nigeria and some of the ways that the government just sucks, if I'm being totally and completely honest. Not that the government of the United States is any better. All governments, for the most part, suck in one way or another. But, my God, this time around, I don't know, man. It feels extremely different. And it just, like, for example, on Tuesday, there were protests, peaceful protests for the most. It's just like any other protest going on in the world. People always try to flip it and try to make it look like it's a violent protest. But by and large, of course, you're going to have those who use a protest for their benefit. Of course, you're always going to have that. You're always going to have people that try to use a situation for their own benefit. That always happens. But that does not mean that we decide that we're not going to do what we need to do. On Tuesday, there was a protest, and 1,000 people were protesting peacefully for the most part. And then military officers showed up. They were putting up a blockade, and then they started firing into the crowd. 12 people, according to reports right now, as you can see on the screen, 12 people were killed. 12! Why? And for anybody that says, oh, they shouldn't have been out protesting, man, shut up. like, I don't understand what it is with human beings when you give them some sort of authority that we have to abuse it. I don't understand. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. Whenever you give human beings authority, for some reason, we have to abuse it. I will never understand it. And of course, this is not the only issue that's going on in Nigeria. Of course, we have the police brutality issue, but we have an issue with corruption. We have an issue with bad business management. We have an issue with bad infrastructure. We have an issue with so many things. So many different things. But I don't know. I don't know what me talking about it on this podcast is going to do. Maybe it brings attention to it. Maybe not. I don't know. But I don't know. I just wanted to bring more attention to it, I guess, at the end of the day. Because it's just been something that I've been thinking about. And I've been holding off on talking about it. I've been holding off on talking about it because it's more emotional for me. And it's a whole lot more, I don't know. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot heavier. So I don't know. I just hope things get better for my country, man. I just hope things get, I just want things to get better. There's so many things and so many ways that we need to improve as a nation, as Nigerians. And it's not like we're stupid. Nigerians, if you go anywhere, Nigerians are extremely successful. It's not that. There's just a lot of other things that hold people from being able to achieve the things that they need to achieve. And I just need those things to change. I just need Nigeria to be for the better, man. We're supposed to be the standout country in Africa. Like, literally, we're supposed to be number one in Africa. And we keep falling at every side right now. We keep making mistakes on every single side. And not to compare Nigeria to like the US or anything. We've only been an independent country for 60 years? We celebrated our 60th year of independence this year. So it's not like we're that grown and we're that understanding of how systems work and all this other stuff. But at the same time, man, we can just be better. We can do things to actually be better. And I just want Nigeria to be better, man. I just want Nigeria to be better. We can be better. We can be so much better. And I can't be dealing with more and more news of people dying, man. I just don't want to hear. I don't know. It is painful to see, to say the least. It is extremely painful to keep hearing these news day after day. And it's not like this is the first time. I've never brought it up. I've talked about it with my mom on different types of issues that we have going on with Nigeria. We have herdsmen that keep on having all kinds of massacres in the north of Nigeria. We have Boko Haram that's still around, which they shouldn't be around. We have the issue between the north and the south. We have the issue of where the power lies, even though the place the power lies is not where money is generated for the country. We abuse our resources and not actually use it to the benefit of the people. Only a small group of people see all the reasons. There's so many things that I could talk about, but main thing is I need the leadership of that country to stand up and actually be leaders. Anyway, moving on from there, let's get into our actual topics for the day.